Okay, I want to do a reading on my city, Asbury Park, New Jersey. It's got a lot of issues, I'll tell you that much. My neighborhood has a lot of issues, and my street has a lot of issues. I live on a corner. I'm also, I've been a resident here for 16 years. I've seen it change. A lot of bad things keep happening. I tried passing over the dead. It worked for a little while, but the first swarm day of the season proved to say that I have a lot of work to do. A lot of work. This is the kind of city where people die frequently. For a city that's only 1.4 square miles, that's ridiculous. It's nuts. Now, I'm talking about deaths that are where people disappear. They fall off of balconies, they jump off of balconies, they get murdered, they commit suicide, they OD. That's many of the deaths that occurred within, let's say, the last few years. During summer around my neighborhood, it gets worse. So I want to see what's going to happen. I want to see what the summer is going to be like and what it's going to be for me. Especially in this area. This is the first street in Asbury Park on the southwest side. I live in the real southwest. Okay, let's do this. All right, here we go. What do we have? We have the Eight of Swords. So they're telling me that I feel very bound to this neighborhood, and that there are souls here that are bound as well. Okay, the Ace of Coins is upside down. This place is not going to turn and become like a really good neighborhood overnight. That's the problem, is that we're trying to do this whole rehabilitation and gentrification, but these small sections of neighborhoods, when one section gets gentrified, it pushes people outward into other small places, gang refugees. They got kicked out of one place, now you got to go find another. So the problem is that because of these movements that come through, this area is just going to have, and it's these small sections too, because here's one tree and here's the other tree. We're under the moonlight here. It's just a lot of problems altogether. It just is not, it's not working out for this particular part of the neighborhood. It's like a person. It has its own personality, its own energy, and so on and so forth. So we have the Four of Swords, meaning a lot of people have passed away. They're resting here. I have seen some pretty gnarly things, as well as heard them on 50 radio. I use a police scanner around here a lot, so I can listen to the cops talk when I hear stuff going on in the neighborhood. And I've heard people passing away, like an overdose. It's really sad. It's really sad. It happened like 3 blocks away from me. I can walk there in less than 5 minutes. So we have the Devil upside down. Now they're saying that, generally speaking, it isn't as bad as it used to be, because the Devil is here. It's telling me in general that I can leave anytime. I'm not really bound here. But in the past, there was a lot of defeat, a lot of high hopes that it was like almost like programs to help build up the neighborhood. And they would start out and then they would die. And they would start out and then they would die. Start out and then they would die. And it happened like over the course of, I would say, 9 generations. There was like hope to be had, and then it dies down. That, along with the Eight of Swords, shows me that there are many, many spirits bound here because they didn't work out. Something that comes to mind is this one gentleman who actually died on my birthday in maybe 2016. And he was going to be a chef on a Carnival cruise. And he came home for a couple of days, and he was playing like I don't know, I forget what those jacks of some sort. And somebody was cheating, or it was just a discrepancy, and the guy who they were trying to cheat got mad and shot the friend. They're having me validate that externally right now. But any case, his murderer was found guilty recently, which is really great. This happened in the last 2 weeks, and this was back in 2016 or so. Anyway, that's what happens here. Like when there's just like the chance, it's like, you know that saying, you never get out of the hood. You can't leave the hood. Don't try to leave the hood. The devil is here. He is present in its purest of forms in consideration to what has happened here. Many of the residents on the southwest side make up about 50% of the total population, but it's crammed into one quadrant. One quadrant is what they're saying. There's this need to try and keep territory on this side, like turf. Even a little bit goes a long way here. The Page of Cups. I'm too self-righteous, it's saying, and I need to give up on where I am. This is just for me. Remember, because I'm being directly affected. Directly affected with the gang violence, and there's shootings. So this is the reason why I'm doing this reading. I appreciate anybody who's watching and who respects what I do, and especially if there's anybody here from Asbury Park who will watch this. And this, it's like it knows. This area is not going to change for a while. There's delays on this. There's too many. Okay, it's poverty. Okay, but it's also people constantly having to give and give and give and give and give, where they just don't have it. They're saying that like bureaucrats keep them in check so they can't go anywhere. They're saying here with the Tower upside down that whatever politics or basically economic system that's in place is working against them right now, especially in the real estate market. Their neighborhoods are getting smaller and smaller. You know, places are crumbling and they can't help it. They're saying that they have to they feel like they're being oppressed when it comes to real estate, being told to move. It's like they have to defend themselves against other people in order to keep ground. And the Two of Swords upside down. They know that eventually it's going to be a lost cause. I'm going to ask Spirit here about the violence that's going to happen in my neighborhood this summer. Okay, so we have the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Cups with the Ten of Cups. I'm going to say that these are both upside down. These are all upside down. It's, oh God. All right, so hold fast. You have to take whatever you can to get out of here. You're done with this area. You're done with the whole thing. And that's what they're just telling me. But what they're saying here is this summer, it's going to be more of the same. Nobody's getting rid of it. Nobody's getting rid of it. As these areas become more pocketed, it's like it just becomes worse. And people act erratically and irresponsibly. And they pay no attention to the people around them who are taking in all the misfortunes from this kind of activity. It makes the home feel completely wasted and just ballistic. I mean, it's obviously not what's going on in Ukraine, but in my own experience having lived in this neighborhood for almost 8 years now, and I've lived in Asbury Park for 16, 17 years. I got here in '05. What I'm saying is, if every 10 days or so you hear gunshots in your own neighborhood, now we're talking about within 2 blocks radius, you feel really uneasy after a while. So they're telling me that I just need to break up with Asbury and leave is what they're saying. But yeah, they're saying go. They're telling me specifically, if I go, I will succeed. I use my money and go, because I do have a little bit of cash, probably just enough to move out of Jersey back to California. But this is sort of what they're telling me about this area. They're saying for the rest of the neighborhood that doesn't have the ability to fight, they're just going to have to hold fast, hold true. Be a change. Oh, look at police enforcement. Yep. They will be here. They're saying that there's going to be an immense amount of support within the departments here. So that's pretty cool. The police departments. That's really interesting. All right. Well, I really enjoyed this, Spirit. Thank you for helping me out here. If anybody is watching this, please comment, like, share, and, we'll see what's up.